But I think this video is incredibly important to this case. It absolutely gives you a picture of what was going on. Was this the cause? I don't know. That will be up to the FBI and other investigators who know. But it is clearly, as a parent, as a human being, was a horrible thing to watch. And the fact that they even videotaped this, it was like a freaking scene out of the movie Fight Club.
Oh, you know what that is? That is what is really disturbing, and frankly makes you wonder if other people shouldn't have some obligation criminally in the course of this thing. Why didn't they stop what was going on? And I think this is going to be where we really, again, have to look at the behaviors and those precipitating events that led up to that fight. Why on earth did that fight happen? Was there something going on relationship-wise that caused this person to just become inflamed? But again, why are all these people in the room if that's the case?
Theft, rape, murder. Crimes have become all too common these days, with the latest horrifying victim being a woman who was supposed to be happy, supposed to be enjoying a weekend out with her friend. And yet, it all went wrong. So hurriedly wrong. There are a lot of question marks surrounding her death and just who murdered her, and a lot of twists and drama that just don't seem to go away. Take a deep dive with us in this video to learn all about the Shanquella Robinson murder case. Shanquella Robinson died a month ago in Mexico. Her family is still looking for answers. I don't know anything about how my daughter died, Robinson's mother said, weeks after a video of the 25-year-old allegedly being assaulted went viral. She had a kind heart, she loved life and loved people, her mother remarked. Friends' tributes filled Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Shanquella's tale has gone viral on social media, with thousands of people using the hashtag #SayHerName and hashtag #JusticeForQuella to raise the notice of the issue. Shanquella's funeral was held on November 19th in Charlotte. Her casket was decorated in her favorite colors, yellow and pink. Family members dressed in vivid colors. Fuchsia suits and dresses were available, as were rose-colored shirts and floral-themed blazers. Advertisement doves were released as mourners lined up to scribble inscriptions on her casket, and 23-year-old Kate Vinson prepared to leave a final tribute to Shanquella, a friend so close she considered her a big sister. The bright, 25-year-old Charlotte lady sadly died in Cabo, Mexico, in late October while celebrating a friend's birthday with her reported friends, one of whom reportedly killed her just 24 hours after landing in Mexico. Envy is as brutal as the grave, and jealousy isn't far behind. Were those the motivating elements in Robinson's death? Who had a great heart and a lot of money? Some people say yes. Her parents were told she died of alcohol consumption. But an autopsy revealed that she had suffered a significant spinal cord injury and her neck vertebrae were misaligned. One of the women in the group is a suspect in Robinson's case, and Mexican prosecutors are requesting her extradition. Toxic friends forever. With one of Robinson's friends a suspect, and with many murders nationwide being committed by someone the victim knows, it's time to re-examine what toxic friendships really look like. Health.com reports that toxic friends can create a sometimes devastating ripple effect. When one friend is toxic, it can influence you. But you also have the ability to take some time away and interact with other friends, said Elizabeth Lombardo, PhD, author of Better Than Perfect, 7 Strategies to Crush Your Inner Critic and Create a Life You Love. In a bigger setting, people are more likely to succumb to group act, which intensifies these unhealthy behaviors. People in a toxic group are more likely to act in toxic ways, even if that is not consistent with how they would act on their own, Lombardo says. In a sense, there is greater toxicity in the group. According to CNN, femicide is the deliberate murder of women because they are women, and an arrest warrant was issued for it last week, according to Daniel De La Rosa, the Attorney General for Baja California Sur. The well-off Robinson, an entrepreneur, model, and social media influencer, died while on vacation in Baja California Sur in October. According to the Black Information Network, her death is being investigated in Mexico as femicide, a gender-motivated crime that has yet to be established under U.S. law. Although the crime was eventually changed from femicide to homicide, there is still more justice to be done for female murder victims in Mexico and elsewhere. Femicides are classified into 2 types, intimate and non-intimate. There could also be a history of violence and threats, or if the victim was in community, for example, and if she was killed and her body was in public, according to Beatriz Garcia-Nice, who oversees the Wilson Center's gender-based violence campaign. According to Alejandro Marquez, a Michigan State University professor, the feminicidios epidemic in Mexico originally drew national attention in the 1990s, when hundreds of women were killed near the border. In the United States, there is no distinction in criminal law between femicide and homicide. Mexico, on the other hand, is one of at least 16 countries that consider femicide a specific crime. Though the United States lacks legislation distinguishing femicide from homicide, experts say killings against women continue to occur across the country. Femicides happen all the time in the US, and many famous murder cases that we all have in our consciousness are actually femicide. But we don't put that label on them, said Daphne P. Evans, director of Emory University's Center for Humanitarian Emergencies. As a society, we need to recognize that these are not one-off deaths. These are, in fact, connected to patterns of masculine violence, and we need to think more closely about preventing that kind of violence. While there is legislation in Mexico outlawing femicide, the main problem is the execution, according to Garcia Nice. According to her, the number of cases of gender-based violence is underreported in national statistics, and the law is under-implemented in the judicial system. Garcia Nice says nearly 95% of femicide cases in Mexico go unpunished if you commit a crime of femicide. There's really not that much of a chance for you to get convicted for it. And that's one of the reasons why we see that rates are still very, very high. There used to be this idea, especially in central Mexico, where it was like women are getting killed over there at the border. But because it's expanded all over the country, it's sort of become this phenomenon that can no longer be ignored, Marquez told CNN. Bernard Robinson, Shanquella Robinson's devastated father, opened up about the tragic moment he witnessed his daughter's bruised and battered body, while the companion she was traveling with blamed her death on alcohol poisoning. According to the Charlotte Observer, Robinson said he knew Shanquella's mystery death wasn't due to drinking when he saw her open casket. When I saw in that casket and I saw the knot, the cut on her lip, I know for a fact that they did some bodily harm to her, Bernard said.
I never thought in my wildest dream that I'd be standing here doing this right here. I'm just normal, man. You know, I just mind my own business. All this right here is just new to me, very new. So she gone, I'm her dad, so now I got to stand for her. I got to be her voice.
On deck, 10, Bernard was joined by friends, family, and local leaders at a justice rally for Shanquella organized by the Million Youth March of Charlotte as well as the Salisbury Teen Advisory Board. He described the heartbreaking moment of seeing his daughter's injured and lifeless body to the hundreds of people who gathered in support of Shanquella at Little Rock Ames Zion Church in Charlotte. The outlet reports, "All I want is justice," the heartbroken father said at the rally last week. An autopsy revealed that Shanquella suffered a cracked spine and a broken neck. However, the coroner's report mostly led to more questions than answers. A viral video of a lady severely beating Bernard's 25-year-old daughter began making the rounds on social media. She was naked and refused to fight back, despite the cameraman's appeals and the cheers of others. Bernard later dubbed the group of friends the Cabo Six. Although Mexican authorities apparently filed an arrest warrant in Shanquella's case last month, no arrests have been made since her death, according to the Shade Room. Shanquella landed in San Jose del Cabo on October 28. The next day, she was pronounced deceased. Her father says all he wants is for authorities to do the right thing, make it right. Since the video went viral, the names and pictures of the friends who accompanied the 25-year-old victim have appeared online. Many have expressed doubt over Khalil, Wender Donovan, Alice Hyatt, Dejini Jackson, and Nazir Wiggins' innocence. It is important to note that netizens' assumption of the aggressor being Jackson has not been confirmed by the police. As the names of Robinson's friends have found their way on the internet, the six have allegedly removed their social media profiles. Although not much information about Jackson is available online, netizens uploaded an image of Dejini Jackson's LinkedIn profile on Twitter. Shanquella's sister, Elon, also expressed doubt about the group of friends. Long said in an interview, "Now that stuff done happened, I can go back and say that's why he was pacing. I mean, you would have thought he was coming off something like he was high. He was nervous, he was sweating, and grabbing his beard. It had to be eating him up then." Shanquella Robinson's death remains under investigation, and while the culprits look obvious enough, there could yet be more twists in the tale. Tales that we will keep you updated about. So, what do you think about the whole situation? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, goodbye.